Today we're talking to you about weather, hence our hats. We're going to have the changing hats of the season. Okay. I had to really kind of dig through my hat
She's
collection.
going back to the good old days where we had props.
Well, a lot of our hats are at our office, and so I had to, we have what we have for our...
This is a good time of year, I think, to address weather because you never know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get, so let's go. If it's your first time to our channel, Kayleen Zabidik, Lori Derrickson, we do a ton of real estate in the area. We absolutely love it. So make sure to put those numbers into your phone and reach out. We help clients daily, literally daily. Absolutely love it. So we'd love to help you make the move. We know our neighborhoods, schools, inside and out. So give us a call.
Text us, give us a call. It's us who answer the phone. We're excited to talk to you.
So our first season, we are going to discuss if you're moving to Colorado. And if you're moving to Colorado, you have to know all about our seasons because otherwise you're going to, because usually our clients come out to visit because you're watching from YouTube and you're from out of state and you come to visit, right? Once or twice. Oh, hang on.
We got to answer
this. We're back. We have 6 closing this week. So we're trying to nail these things down. So we're going to stay a little sane.
So
summer. We're going to focus on
This is an
summer.
easy video for us though, because we're just going to talk out from like our experiences, our heart, like what our
and from our clients' perspective, because they all come from out of state.
Well, that's what we've had a lot of people come, and a lot of people do come visit springtime because they're like thinking, oh, maybe if we're going to make the move, we're going to move during the summertime and get the kids kind of settled in. And so they come during spring, and spring really is like the crapshoot of
you never know what you're going to get.
You don't know what you're going to get. So I would say we're kind of ending springtime right now. It's a week away from the end of school. So we're like third week in May. And some days it could be like 70 degrees. Like I was out on the boat this weekend. Beautiful. It was 80 degrees, getting suntans. Today I have like a sweater on because it's chilly.
It's a little bit windy out. It's like 50 some degrees and it's morning time. I mean, it's supposed to be like 63, but not that 78.
And we had clients in here. That's why I want to bring up the story. We had clients come for a weekend in the spring and it was literally a snowstorm. And they're like, I don't know if this is like really what we want. And I'm like, well, like,
come next
weekend. It is what it is.
Yeah, you have to know that. You usually visit during one weekend. And so whatever that weekend is, you think that that's what the weather's going to be like. So if you visit at 78 degrees in the springtime in Colorado Springs, you're like, this is amazing. I'm gonna be like, no, it's not always 78 degrees and sunny. Our weather is great, but you know, you have to know all the seasons.
Like with snow, or maybe like it'll rain and come down. Like I remember when my daughter was living over in North Carolina, like when it rained all day. Here it like rains for like 20 minutes an hour and then it goes away. Like it literally fluctuates hour to hour, minute to minute here in Colorado.
Correct. So summertime is gorgeous. So summertime, I will say, your car.
It just
wanted to come back on. Kayleen's car lives. It's a mind of its
I'm
own.
still trying to figure it out.
Summertime is gorgeous. So June, let's just say through end of August. I love summertime. We have no bugs. We have no humidity. So when you guys are in Texas and Florida and you have all that humidity and it's like 110, like our highs are probably like 92. I don't know why I picked 92. I just feel like 92.
Well,
that's our high.
That probably is the high.
Averages are probably in the 80s.
Like you go down to Pueblo and it's about 10 degrees warmer. You go up to Monument, it's maybe about 10 degrees less.
You think 10?
Well, maybe 5.
3.5.
Maybe 5. But I do know on average, like Pueblo, if it's like 90 here, it's like 100 down there.
Yeah.
And so you really do, like, that's kind of where it peaks out. But here's, we had clients in town and they were here from, where did our clients that contracted on a new build this weekend? They were coming from Florida. And I told her, I said, because it was a sunny weekend, and I said, well, it's different here because the sun, like, I think it was only 73.
People do comment on this all the time.
Something like that. And I was like, it's going to get hot though. Like, you aren't going to want a sweatshirt on and everything. She goes, really? That's like cold in Florida. And the next day I saw her and they sat on patio and she goes, we got sunburnt. It was hot out. I said, the sun is very intense because you're like higher up in elevation and So the sun is definitely dry and it's definitely intense.
And it's sunny when you wake up, and maybe a storm will roll through. Maybe you kind of get that monsoon season in July. So sometimes it starts coming in like the afternoons. We actually really like that because it's really dry
cools
here.
Everything off.
But it'll roll through around 3 o'clock. Very rarely do we have like an all day rain.
Yeah.
Like
Very,
times
very
a year.
rarely.
And actually I kind of like it when it does happen because then I can like make soup and like
Veg
out, which I'm not very good at.
So I think we should move on to our next
Okay, let's do
weather.
Fall.
Okay.
We'll go like in the logical order.
Okay.
Fall. These are our fall hats. I don't know why.
I said this is like kind of
no,
spring
you're at
Kentucky Derby-ish.
Picture the leaves
Like
are changing, the aspens are changing, and we're out picking pumpkins.
In
My favorite.
blazers.
I love fall in Colorado. I do.
All right, fall is beautiful.
I know.
Now that I've worked with Lori for many years now, and she says how much she loves
Best years
fall.
of her life.
I think she made me love fall too. Not that I don't love fall, but it is like so pretty.
It is. It's gorgeous.
And the weather, like I'm just more aware, I guess, of not only visually do you get all the leaves, but the weather is like crispy fall air.
Yeah, because at that time you're like, I love seasons. If it was hot all the time, I would hate it. And I love that by the end of August, I'm ready to like put on my sweatshirt, watch some football, go pick pumpkins, roll in the leaves. No, but I love that. And then at night you can sit on the patio and it's just clear, crisp blue days.
But you can still sit on the patio. It's not like
it's gorgeous. It'll still be in the 80s and then 70s and then maybe 60s. We usually get our
But when you
first
get up
little
in the
snow.
morning, like if you go for a walk, like your nose is cold
Yeah,
and
it's cozy. You can wear a blanket at night, but it's still beautiful outside.
it is true.
I just love fall. And the aspens are changing.
You love your warm
I love
coffee.
my pumpkin coffee. So I will say, where it's fall, I would say September, the leaves start changing. And then
All the way through end of October.
end of October, they're usually
Maybe even into a little bit of November.
by the time Halloween comes and you're walking out with the kids, like you have like the leaves are all over. And then I would say we usually get our first snow, like snowflakes, not like a huge snowstorm usually. End of
Halloween.
October. Yeah, somewhere around there. And
Usually it's like when your kids got a really cute Halloween outfit that's like a little princess and they're paper thin.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden you're like, you're going to have to put that cute little princess dress over a parka because we have a snowstorm coming.
Yeah, I will say all of our clients, none of them have complained about summer or fall. It's one of the reasons I love living here. It's just, you can be outside all the time. Like if
Yeah.
you were in another state and you have to be inside all the time, in Colorado, no matter what season it is, there's definitely like summer through fall, you can be outside all the time. And
So
then
really
other times there's certain
timeline,
days.
what we're talking May through November, really.
Yeah. So next, we're to the next season because we have to go to some closings. We're going to go to winter 1. Okay, winter 1.
So this is Lori's own
I
like
do it
definition
all of
of
our
winter.
videos. We have 5 seasons here in
It's kind
Colorado.
of true though.
It is. It's true. We don't have 4. We have 5. So winter 1 is like that November.
When you love the winter time,
and
like
November
you're-
through December. I love it because it's like a little bit colder. You go pick out your Christmas tree. It might snow, maybe like 1 snowstorm. We don't have a ton of snow.
We don't have a ton of snow that time of year, but it is usually it like dusts everything. You get that real pretty like snow where it sticks on all the pine trees. It's literally like the prettiest picture you can imagine because it's this frosted snowflakes on trees, the snow's on the ground, it's Christmas time.
You're getting your Christmas trees
Talk
out.
about soup, like you're eating chili and soup and hot chocolate and all that. Here's the like coming from my perspective though, is that we do kind of like to play in the winter, and you really have to go up to the mountains to like play in the snow because we get a little bit of snow here. It's pretty, but it does melt off here in Colorado Springs. So if I want to go skiing or snowmobiling or something, I have to drive probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours to really get to the mountains. Like I just skied Loveland for the first time this year. That's like on the, it's not far from Granby.
Yeah.
But I liked it because you didn't have a huge pass to go over. It was less than 2 hours. I would rather go there. Like Monarch is a great ski area. That's about the same. It's like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. And so really, if you want to play in the snow though, you do have to drive a little ways.
But highs November, December during our winter one period are probably anywhere between like 45 and 60.
But it's dry cold. Like, it is not that bitter
It's not
cold.
that
It's
humid.
sunny still, and there's snow.
Yeah.
So you can play.
So winter one, people are still happy here.
So you're still outside too.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're into winter two.
I was like, what's the difference here? I guess I'm skiing and continuing to play.
So winter two is January through the end of March, in my mind.
Well, and I do think it is prime time to be like skiing,
Yep.
snowmobiling, all that. You're driving to the weekends, being a weekend warrior. It gets like to where it's springtime. Like, I went skiing with my girls up in the mountains springtime. It was like the beautiful, most perfect ski day. But then you can get days where it's like warming up enough that it's all slush.
Yes.
So you kind of
So-
want to, I don't know.
It is the big ski time if you go up to the mountains. However, like down here in Colorado Springs, it's like past the holidays. It's like the highs are like 30s, 40s. You maybe get some days in the 50s. It is sunny. So if you're thinking, it is sunny a lot.
So it's not frigid cold 30.
No, we do have nice days. I'm from Minnesota. I think I'm just getting spoiled living here in Colorado now. And it'll snow like maybe 12 inches 5 times a year, but then it melts over the next few days, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Somebody asked me the other day, like, what is the average snowfall up in Monument? I don't know. They were asking, but I was like
Like per year,
I
I have
have
no idea.
no idea. You guys
We
will
could
have
look it
to
up.
Google that.
I'll try to put a graphic up. I'll have to look that up.
But
it's not like we get it all at
we
once.
don't get a ton down here. And when we do, it melts off again, like 2 to 3 days. But that's what creates like a very beautiful spring, and it helps with our summer because we are
Dry.
high desert. So the more we get like maybe a couple really good snowstorms, I actually kind of like it because then I know summertime is going to be really pretty
green
and
and
green,
wildflowers.
and our spring is going to come out. If it's a really dry winter, like it's
But we don't have
more
leaves on the
brown.
trees, like the leaves on the trees. So if you're coming from those like really
I
humid
think that's
places,
what I don't like about it.
I know there's no leaves on the trees until May.
It looks dormant and dead unless you have like
The
pine
grasses
trees.
turn yellow, and it's still beautiful. Some people love it. But this is the reason why I wanted to do this video is because we were at a listing and our client moved here. They thought this was gonna be their forever place, and they actually got a promotion. So they
Who?
I
Oh,
found out yesterday.
yeah.
And she's like, she lived in, where was she from?
California, San Diego.
Is that where she's from?
He's
Chicago.
from there. Oh, he's from Chicago. She was from, I'm pretty sure, California. She likes the warmer weather, and she said it was definitely too cold.
She was
for
excited
her.
because she thought it was going to be like all like a Hallmark movie. Like for the cold Christmases, which is like, that's winter one, but we have winter two. And this is January through March where it's still beautiful. But
So in
it's
my
cold.
perfect world, if I like could just take off for 2 to 3 months, this would be the time.
Yeah.
So if you are thinking of like maybe having a second home, second residence, this would be like kind of the time that I would plan. Like I would say February, March, maybe even first part of April, I'd be gone.
So my hat's really smiling, but kind of this time of year, it's kind of like more like this. Like,
But
kind of like
I
in
will
between.
say this can be some of the best skiing
It is. I'm a huge skier,
up in the mountains, but it is kind of a crapshoot.
though. Okay, on to our last season.
So-
it's gonna be kind of blurry. Oh, there we go.
So
I
this
didn't have
is
a hat.
This
This
is
is-
our umbrella.
This is our umbrella. Can you see it?
But why the springtime?
Springtime. Number one is if you have it, if you try to, it's a catch-22. If you try to use an umbrella, it's gonna be inverted because
This
the
is really
wind.
bad luck, actually, now that I think about it.
An umbrella?
Opening an umbrella inside is bad luck.
Not in a car. It's only inside a house.
Okay.
But I do say that it's windy a lot in the spring. You
Yeah,
have
so
those
your umbrella
fronts.
could do this.
And we don't really have a lot of rain. I mean, it'll rain. We will more likely have a snow than rain. The last weekend it did kind of like rain. We had an all day.
Drizzle.
We actually had a client from Portland, and she was excited to
Oh,
come here.
yeah.
And I was like, it'll be. And it was like you had like exact Portland, what I think of Portland weather. Like it was like cloudy and rainy for like 2.5
2
days,
which
yeah.
is very atypical.
Very atypical. Yeah, untypical.
Atypical. And one of the other clients that was in town, they were like, is it all, I mean, to me, it really wasn't that windy, but it was kind of windy while they were here. And
Yeah,
they
it's
were
getting
like,
cold.
is it always this windy? And I said, well, in theory,
be
you're
windy.
gonna get wind until that snow's kind of
Yeah,
off.
you
the
always say
peak.
that once the snow is at the peak, and then in
Then
the
the
summer's not
wind
windy as much.
kind of dies down. I will say in Colorado Springs, it definitely, like, the more east you go, it gets a little bit more windy. I actually live up in Wolf Ranch, and I think just the way this mountain sits, I get quite a bit of wind up here as
and
well.
highs can
It's
be anywhere
interesting.
between like 40 and 80.
It's
So
true.
you just don't know what you're
So
gonna
you
get.
have sweaters with tank tops, and
Yeah.
like I have a raincoat in the back, and then I have a weather pod in the back for baseball, and then I also have like layers of like shorts that I could go put on.
So it really, it's
Look at your
beautiful.
umbrella.
You like this? This is how
Yeah.
it feels today. I'm like, just put me under an umbrella.
Yes.
Get through it. But that's our weather. If you guys have specific questions, and it's everyone's perspective is different. It's from where you live. Like I used to live in Minnesota, which is very different perspective than someone who lived in California.
Well, and keep in mind this is high desert. And so, I mean, we have had a lot of people from like Washington, Oregon moving over here. I'm
have.
like, why? And they're like, well, it's similar scenery, but you get the sunshine. I said, yes, that's very
We get
true.
a lot of sun.
The one thing we don't have, because it is high desert, it is not as green and not as lush. We are definitely high desert. And so just think of that for your aesthetic.
So this is a Lori and Kayleen weather version. I'm sure if you look up some of these stats, you're not going to find one or two, and we kind of made up what our feeling was from living here. But that is our truth
It's just
about
how we
living
feel
here. So,
about weather here. So if you guys are thinking of making the move, Lori and I would love the opportunity to talk to you. We love doing real estate. We love helping you guys out. We love, working for you, and eventually you becoming just our friends and not just our clients. So if you're thinking of making that move to Colorado Springs, put the numbers down below in your phone. Reach out to us. It is Lori and I who answer the calls, text you back. Don't be surprised. Anyways, we will be waiting for your phone call. So.
all right, you reach out. We'd love to help.